But first, today's a very special day because it's actually Igor Hernandez's birthday. And so we wanted to celebrate with a cake and say, Igor Hernandez, happy birthday. You want to blow the candles out?
No, not particularly.
I really appreciate the recycling of these birthday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, apparently this was somebody else's birthday, but that's all right.
Igor doesn't want this.
Dylan Borges is doing a great job for the past month. He's really, taken ownership of his caseload and really kind of pushed cases really quickly. And it's just really been a pro about everything. And then I really wanted to give high praise to Ira Combs, who's our first associate that we've hired. And he's just really a great colleague, and he's grown an incredible amount over the last few years. And this month actually has been a record amount of money that he's settled for himself and for the firm and for, most importantly, our clients.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls. That was Igor's usual pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to yet another CHG Weekly Recap, in which CHG recaps their week. Who is CHG, you may ask? Well, I think we all know the answer to that. We're your Florida personal injury law firm. Help you out when you need it. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about what we've been up to this past week so you can get a view into what a law firm owner's life is like. But first, today's a very special day because it's actually Igor Hernandez's birthday. And so we wanted to celebrate with a cake and say, Igor Hernandez, happy birthday. You want to blow the candles out?
No, not particularly.
I really appreciate the recycling of these birthday.
Yeah, right.
And claiming them as our own.
Damn right.
Proper business would.
They're right.
Yeah, apparently this was somebody else's birthday balloon yesterday, but that's all right. Doesn't really matter.
It's okay. We took all the credit.
Yeah.
Igor doesn't want this. Igor, what you been to this week, man?
Well, we got back from the How to Manage Life quarterly meeting, which happens every quarter, as the name suggests. And it was pretty cool. Like, the actual substance of whatever they were teaching was not all that interesting. But, just being there and hanging out with some people that we like, and being around other people who are doing the same things that we're doing, trying to grow the business, trying to really take it to the next level and being serious about it, I think it's very, very important because on our day-to-day life, we really don't interact with a lot of people like that. So that was pretty good. And then we got back and, we had a new employee start on Monday. So it was always like setting up accounts and doing this and doing that. Frankly, stuff that I should not be doing, but it doesn't hurt enough to want me to sit down, build a system for it and fully delegate it out. So maybe that's in the cards for the next few months. But for right now, I'm doing it. So she started Monday, so I was helping with that. And then it was just catching up because last week we were doing trial prep and all these other things. And then we were traveling, so I couldn't really catch up. I do this thing every Tuesday to get the status of the business. It's like 15 or 16 things that I checked. I wasn't able to do that last week, which is probably the only week that I've missed in the last 6 months or whatever. But so this week, spent a good amount of time just catching up on all the numbers and making sure that everything's the way that it needs to be and stuff like that. So pretty much it. Nothing super exciting, but everything pretty meaningful. And it was a good week. What about you, Cam?
Well, got back from the quarterly meeting and that was good. But I realized that one of the most important things is to know thyself. And so over the last few years, I've gotten to know myself a little bit better. And I'd say that because found that I need to focus on one thing at a time. So the one priority for this week is getting this particular campaign that we're working off of the ground. And it's most of the way there, but it has a number of hours I need to put in. So basically I got one focus and one focus only, which is getting that campaign ready and ripping. So that's what I've been doing this week. Dylan, what you been up to this week, man?
So a little bit of the same. So Cam and I are actually both dealing with the sales and marketing side of things and rainmaking and just bringing in more business. And one of the things that we've done, really well over the past couple of years is just kind of transition from being in production and doing a lot more of the legal law side to, running our firm as a proper business as we're incorporating all of our legal knowledge and good litigation skills. We went out to HTM, which was out in California, this big business consortium that we belong to that assists us in educating us on all these different things. And to help Cam and I and our process and the systems that we're creating, I was able to kind of share, about 4 hours worth of time with Igor. And we got a good amount of work done, just kind of going over the systems, a lot of the different things that I built out, I'd put in a lot of hours into. And, one of the greatest benefits that we have at our firm is just like the brain trust, here with the partners and our colleagues and the other attorneys here to get their opinion. So that was a big part of what I did there. I echo what Igor said is, the conference itself was fine. It was good, We've been very fortunate enough to benefit from a lot of the materials and teaching that they've given us, but I guess you reach a certain point sometimes where, some of the material you might have actually already learned, may have already incorporated, so that value might not be there as much, but the people that we were with, the people that we were able to kind of spend time with and just kind of build those deeper relationships was great. We went to a hockey game when we were out there, so that was pretty awesome. Obviously,
what's the team name?
the Ducks.
John's favorite team.
You know, it's a very appropriate name for us here in South Florida because we all know what that is. But, you know, obviously, John and I were definitely behind that decision. It was a lot of fun to kind of get out there and just kind of go check out another arena, show Igor what a proper sport looks like. And
Looks easy, bro.
yeah, which by the way, the entire fucking game, I guarantee you, Igor was talking about KPIs and policies and procedures and had no fucking clue what was happening on the ice. But that's okay.
What's wild is I didn't even know you and John liked hockey.
Yeah,
It's strange. You guys should talk about it more
Right.
often.
I mean, listen, for the past 6 months, you've been spending all this time getting to know yourself, not everything else that we've been talking about. So I guess I understand. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. And then, you know, just speaking to some clients about some cases that we had to disengage from. You know, there weren't cases that we were willing to take on just because it didn't make a lot of sense for them to make sure that their expectations were properly managed in terms of what they would get and what they really felt that they needed to get. And for us, it's very important for us just to make sure that we can satisfy our clients and make sure it's the right type of fit. And then also, it wouldn't be fair for all of our clients that we do have to make sure that they're actually getting the right time, love, and attention on their cases. You know, because obviously, like any type of business, you have limited resources and you have to make sure that you're putting your resources to, you know, the right type of cases to extract the most amount of value for everybody. So, you know, I take that very seriously just because every relationship that you have is very important for your business and you never really know when that next case might come from. And one thing you do know is if you treat somebody poorly, they had a bad experience and it's not going to be good. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I did this week.
And yeah, how could I forget? So one of the things that I've been doing this week is, if you didn't know, I am helping Bonita Jones Peabody run for circuit judge. And we got our treasurer last week. And so this week we started fundraising. And so I've been calling my friends and asking them for money. So that was interesting.
Get ready, people.
Yeah, pretty
Igor's
much.
coming.
Yeah, if you see my number pop up in your color ID, you know what time it is.
And he's got KPIs and fucking responsibilities dictating all that behavior, so he's going to get you.
Yeah. But that was cool because the kind of law that we do, we don't really sell or ask for money or anything like that. So we're not in that world of exchanging money, essentially. And so that was cool to have those conversations, which are a little uncomfortable, right? A little like, man, I'm going to call this person and be like, hey, you know, donate some money. But it was cool. I think it's been a good start so far. We got to raise a lot of money for the campaign. So over the next 5 months or so, it's going to be a lot more of that. So yeah, that was cool.
So this past week for me, really, I was out of the office last week because the conference that we went to in Anaheim started on Friday. But I actually went like 5 days earlier. Took the whole family out there because my twin girls are turning 5 the end of this month, and so we took them out. Yeah, well, they are twins, Igor. So
That's kind of how it works.
Got him.
our fearless leader. Yeah. You know, in real time, you saw that. So
Everybody
anyway,
has strengths and weaknesses.
so we took them out there. We spent one day in Malibu. Do we know somebody who went to school in Malibu?
Are there even schools in Malibu?
Yeah, I think there might be. Oh yeah, I think there's a baseball team that plays out in Malibu. Dylan, do you know of any?
I don't, bro.
But we spent a day in Malibu. You know, went to the beaches, hung out. It was a really awesome laid back day. Then we did a couple of days at Disney, where I'm surprised we didn't get kicked out with my son just running roughshod everywhere because if you know him, he's insane.
Don't like. What did it say?
Yeah, we were up on a ride about 50 feet, flying around, half over water, half over land, and he decides he doesn't like it, so he tries to unbuckle his belt. And it just
What did he say? What did he say?
he says, "No like it, open." So yeah, that was my 48 hours at Disney, but it was as relaxing as a Disney trip could be. The weather was great. I love being out there. Got back this week. One of the things I was happy to see when I got back was right before I left, I had implemented a couple of sprints that we're doing on sending out proposals for settlements on pretty much every case we have. Notice in every case for trial that we have that has not already been noticed for trial. And, I set my expectations, sat down with our people and told them what I wanted to see happen. And when I came back, it pretty much had all happened. So that was pretty awesome to see that, the hiring decisions we've made are pretty much on point. We have people that are doing good work in good places and they're making things happen. So it was a pretty seamless transition back into the office this week. And now there's more work to do and still waiting to get the call on trial. So I had to make sure that I'm here for Igor so that he doesn't flee the jurisdiction. The other thing that I forgot to say was that we actually had a great food experience when we were out there in California. There's this place out there. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but they are so high end. This place is so high end that they have potatoes, and they're imported from where?
Idaho.
From Idaho,
100%
which
Idaho
is
potato.
100% Idaho potatoes. And then they have this thing called a knife, right? And they cut their own
No.
potatoes.
That's incorrect.
In-house.
Oh, in-house.
In-house.
That's incorrect. Yeah,
It's a
no,
slicer.
The guy to see that the guy telling the fucking story has all the facts straight.
But the
John
point
never
is,
lets a good facts get in the way
Yeah,
of a good
correct.
story.
but the point is here that they have their own slicing mechanism, and they cut the potatoes right there at the restaurant. And they create this food called what's it called?
It's a burger.
Okay, and what's the thing that they slice the potatoes with? What do we call that?
Slicer.
Oh, okay, and it creates
Pretty
what
sure
kind of
that's not what
food?
it's called.
Listen,
What?
John, your time's
Creates what
running out, bro.
kind of food?
Fast food.
Oh, okay.
But Idaho potato.
Oh, Idaho potato
Yeah,
fast food.
yeah.
So yeah, it's called In-N-Out Burger, and it's not any more special than any burger you've had anywhere else in your life. But we got to go there twice because if we didn't, they would have cried about it. So that's what I was up to this past week.
Take this back for a second. Before I have to rebut all the in and out comments, I do want to do something because clearly John isn't appreciating the people in his division, but Dylan Borges is doing a great job for the past month. He's really, taken ownership of his caseload and really kind of pushed cases really quickly, and has just really been a pro about everything. And then I really wanted to give high praise to Ira Combs, who's our first associate that we've hired, and he's just really a great colleague, and he's grown an incredible amount over the last few years. And this month actually has been a record amount of money that he's settled for himself and for the firm and for, most importantly, our clients. And the one thing that's really a beautiful thing to see is just kind of like, we all take pride and really love trying cases, litigating cases, representing our clients and being in production, especially in the early days. But now as we grow as a firm and we take on these management roles, it's really cool to kind of see the growth that your colleagues are able to kind of experience around you, So I just wanted to give that shout out before I got into the in and out rebuttals.
Well, maybe we should give them some In-N-Out burgers.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I guarantee you our fucking audience has got better palate than you because both of these gentlemen like to eat their steaks well done. And last time I tried to fucking order food at a proper restaurant for John Sullivan, he asked for buttery fucking noodles. So, like I said, I rest my case. There's nothing else to fucking say. They're wrong. I'm right. And when you're out in the West Coast, have some in and out.
The proof is in the pudding. You can listen to people talk all they want, but as much as they complain about In-N-Out Burger, who's gone to In-N-Out Burger with us every time we've gone there? And I mean, they did put on a litany of complaints while they were there. Yeah, I don't care what you say. I care what you do.
All in the name of team cohesion. You know what I mean?
We have a team here. There's no I in team.
That's right.
All right. Good weekly recap.